You're at the bathroom mirror, half awake, dragging a plastic brush across your teeth without thinking. It feels familiar. The plain old habit, something people have always done because it obviously works. That story is not true. Researchers who study ancient teeth keep finding the opposite of what you'd expect. People with no toothbrush often had fewer cavities than people who came after them. Across archaeological samples, hunter-gatherer populations generally show much lower cavity rates than early farming populations. So the habit in your hand wasn't born as a medical breakthrough. The real reason billions of people do it every day is astounding. Long before a toothbrush looked like a toothbrush, people still cleaned their teeth. Ancient Babylonians and Egyptians chewed frayed sticks and twigs. Egyptians also scrubbed with tooth powders made from ash of ox hooves, myrrh, powdered eggshell, and pumice. Crude, but recognizably dental care. What actually wrecked teeth wasn't the missing brush, it was food. Researchers say the rise in cavities after agriculture came mainly from carbohydrate-rich, starchy diets feeding oral bacteria, and not from any collapse in tooth cleaning habits. Change the diet, and the teeth changed with it. The brush itself came later. A bristle design, stiff, hog-neck bristles set into bone or bamboo. It is commonly dated to China around 1498. Traders carried it toward Europe, where people found the hog bristles too harsh and switched to softer horsehair. Now the object starts to look familiar. Then comes one of those small, almost absurd stories that ends up reshaping daily life. In the 1770s, so the commonly told account goes, English tradesman William Addis sat in Newgate prison, fed up with the rag and soot method everyone used to clean their teeth. He reportedly saved a bone from a meal, drilled holes in it, talked a guard out of some bristles, and built himself a brush. Around 1780, he turned the idea into a business. That's the toothbrush becoming a product. The next leap was industrial. On February 24, 1938, DuPont began commercial production of nylon bristles. Weco Products then sold Dr. West's Miracle Tuft, the first toothbrush built with them. It mattered because animal hair was a messy material that trapped bacteria and shed. Nylon was cleaner, tougher, cheaper to mass produce. By the 1950s, an estimated 80% of toothbrushes had gone synthetic. So by the mid-20th century, the brush in your bathroom finally looked like itself. But that still doesn't explain why you use it every single day. For that, leave the lab and walk into the ad agency. In the 1920s, according to accounts of the campaign, advertising man Claude C. Hopkins built Pepsodent around an enemy he invented: tooth film. Run your tongue over your teeth, he told people. Feel that fuzzy coating. Then brush it away for a brighter smile. Not a warning backed by clinical evidence, but a sensation. Manufactured into a problem, then sold as a habit. It worked. A widely cited historical claim says the share of Americans brushing daily jumped from roughly 7% to roughly 65% within about a decade. That number comes from Hopkins's own retelling of his success, so treat it as an often repeated claim rather than an audited measurement. Even so, the pattern is the point. Daily brushing became mass behavior because someone sold it. The science that made brushing actually powerful came decades later. Researchers at Procter & Gamble and Indiana University, including Joseph Moeller, developed a stannous fluoride toothpaste that clinical trials showed could cut cavities in children by up to about 49%. In August 1960, Crest became the first toothpaste to earn the American Dental Association's seal of acceptance. That was the turn. The 1920s Pepsodent advertising campaign invented the sensation of a tooth film to sell a daily brushing habit, and fluoride was only added decades later, which is what actually made that habit medically worthwhile. So when you stand at the mirror now, you're not performing some timeless piece of wisdom. You're repeating a sales pitch that mass advertising planted first, and that science only later made true. You start every morning inside an old ad campaign that happened to come true.